Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is a very exciting video, and that is because we'll be reading romance books. Not gonna say for a week or whatever, because I don't know how long this video is gonna go. I think we're just gonna do like a mood reading kind of vlog where we're just reading romance. Let me set the scene for you guys. At the end of September, I decided that I was going to go on the journey that is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. Now, I was exclusively reading these books from the end of September until the first week of January. That is whenever I finished the series. Now, I read like a few books like throughout the series, but that was in December, and I think I read like 2 Christmas novellas, so like I have not read like a true romance or any other genre since starting Throne of Glass, because as soon as I finished that series, I went into finishing Crescent City because I had only read the first book, and I was like, okay, I'm already on the Sarah J. Maas high. I might as well just finish Crescent City so that I can be done with that series too. While I was reading Crescent City, although I did enjoy Crescent City series, I thought it was a good series. The entire time I was reading it, I was just like, I cannot wait to read a romance. So that leads us to the first book in today's video, which I thought, if I'm going to jump back into romance, I need something good. I need something that is going to get me there, something that's going to have me hooked. This book just came out. Wild Side by Elsie Silver. This book came out I think like 3-4 days ago, maybe like a week ago, and it came out while I was reading the second Crescent City book, and I was like, oh no, that just won't do. So I powered through those. As soon as I finished the third book, literally woke up the next day, started reading this book. I'm already this far into it, 177 pages into this book, and I started reading it last night. I am obsessed, and I don't know if it's because I haven't read a romance book in forever. I don't know if it's just simply because it's Elsie Silver and she's a queen and she just couldn't write a bad book if she even tried. I don't know, but it's so good. I am obsessed with the plot of this book. As of right now, in like this new Rose Hill series, this one is like my favorite out of the 3 that are out so far. Like, and that's brave to say because I'm not even halfway through yet. First book of the video. I have no idea what other books that I'm going to be reading in this video. So we're just going to mood read together. We're going to mood read some romance books. I'm very excited. Reese just called Tabitha baby. Reese! Also, he just like parented like Milo, and I'm like screaming. Okay, I'm at work, but I'm on my break. And guys, I'm literally almost done. I have like probably 60 pages left, so I definitely will be finishing this book today. I've been enjoying it so much. It's so good. It just reads so well, so quickly, and they're like officially like together, and it's just, I'm just loving it. Hey y'all, okay, so yesterday whenever I got home from work, I actually ended up just finishing Wild Side. I had like 50-60 pages like I told y'all, and I just was like, I'm finishing this book today no matter what. And I will say I'll save like my ratings for the end, because I feel like I need to just sit with every book that I read in this video and like really just like decide my ratings for them. I've kind of been struggling with like my rating system, because lately like books just haven't been hitting hard enough for me to like rate them. The last books that I was like strong about rating was Kingdom of Ash, and that one was a 5-star read for me. But other than that, I've kind of just been like indifferent to rating books. I'm kind of just like not really care to rate them that much. But I know people will usually like judge books, or if they want to read them or whatever, by like the ratings of people who have read those books. So I will do that, but I'll do that at the end. I knew I would enjoy this book Elsie is an auto-buy author for me. I enjoy anything she writes. But I will say, I enjoyed their dynamic in this book, and I liked the banter that they had. It was very entertaining. I think it was just, it was a very unique kind of book, but unique in the sense of their jobs, careers, whatever, was like unique, because she's a chef and then he's a wrestler. And I've never read a book where the guy has been a wrestler. Like, that's never even been included in the plot for me. So I really enjoyed seeing that. This has just been a series where I enjoy them a lot when I'm reading them, but then the second that I am done reading the book and I move on, I like don't remember a single thing from the books or the plots. But rereading them or reading this book and like seeing the other characters, certain things did start to come back. So I would think that that's a good thing. I think that's a good sign. I would recommend people to read this book because it's very digestible, it's easygoing, it's very readable, and it's a book that you can read quickly. I didn't even know the tropes going into this book. I just remember there being a sneak peek of this couple in the last books, and I just like vividly remember this one scene in like the bowling alley when she like dropped Reese off and he's just like brooding and like has a skull in his face and she's like pissed off and she's like, this is Reese, do whatever you want with him, and she leaves. And I remember seeing that in the other book and being like, what is that about? So it was exciting to see that come full circle, because we do get that scene in this book, and then just to learn like why she did that, why they were acting that way. That whole dynamic was very interesting. As soon as I finished this one, I just like immediately knew that this next book was going to be the book that I decided to read, because I still haven't read it and it came out a year ago, and this author has a book coming out a month from now that I will be reading as soon as it comes out. And my next book is Funny Story by Emily Henry. I am very excited about this book. I have no single idea what this book is about, and I'm honestly just gonna keep it that way. I love going into books blind, especially when it's authors that I love. Like, I feel like I don't really need to know the plot of these books, because like I'm gonna read them either way. Have a reading update. I am about 32% into Funny Story. Keep wanting to call this book Happy Place. Like, I have said that multiple times when referring to it, and every time I say it, I'm like, this book is called Funny Story, not Happy Place. Also, if you hear Gracie's Corner in the background, it's because we have my nephew for a few days, and my parents are playing it for him in the living room. But I wrote down some things that I could remember to say to you guys. Let me just say, I am loving the man that Miles is. And I'm only, 30% through. But I'm like, he's like nonchalant, but not nonchalant in like the annoying way. And he's not like nonchalant in a way to where it's like, he's nonchalant because like he doesn't really care. He's like nonchalant in a way of like, certain things just like aren't worth your energy. And that brings me into just the way Miles thinks about things and like his perspective on things. I need to flip to chapter 8 because I like tabbed this chapter for a reason, because what he said just like really resonated with me. They're talking about the situation that happened at the winery that he owns. Yeah, he owns a winery. Yeah, and he works at a winery. And they're talking about the situation, and he said this: if you don't give other people responsibility for your feelings, you can have a decent relationship with most of them. And then he also says, things go smoother if you don't let people get a rise out of you. If you give them control over how you feel, they'll always use it. I was like, Miles, you are spitting wisdom, because that is so true. And I think that to myself. Like, I don't believe in like giving people a reaction whenever they like do things that you either like don't approve of or do things that disappoint you, because a lot of the time, if you show that you don't care in the sense of just like reciprocating that with like kindness, or you're being super calm when they're like up here and you're down here, that drives them crazy even more. And I think it's just better to stay level-headed in situations, because nothing good ever comes out of like not being level-headed in high situations. So I love that he said that. And then there's another line that I underlined that's like under that same paragraph, and it says, if a person lets you down, it's time to reconsider what you're asking of them. I literally like had to take a picture of that, because I was like, yes, if a person lets you down, it's time to reconsider what you're asking of them. I was like, that is so true. Like, sometimes we give people expectations that like we don't deserve to, or like you're like expecting things from people who aren't capable of doing what you need them to do. And I think realizing that is very important. And that just had me thinking, like, Miles is just very emotionally intelligent, and I just like love when people are emotionally intelligent. I think being in tune with your emotions and being able to like properly think through things and communicate will get you so far in every aspect of your life. I like quickly started to realize how emotionally intelligent he was whenever Daphne would just like say something and it would either come out wrong, or she would say something without realizing that like it could hurt his feelings, and he wouldn't even take offense up to it. Like, he would literally just be like, you're cool, like it's fine. And she would like be like profusely apologizing, and he would just be like, it's fine, it's okay. Like, Miles is just cool like that. He's just like, she can say something wrong and he would just be like, it's fine, I knew you didn't mean anything by it, I knew you weren't saying it to hurt my feelings. Like, he's just so thoughtful too. Like, he's just a breath of fresh air. He's on chapter 12, and I think we're like starting to get to the point where like Daphne, at least, she's like realizing that she might have feelings for him. And I know we're like ways away and we have much to get to, but the fact that we're like inching closer to that makes me very excited. This book. Oh my god. Guys, I just finished Funny Story by Emily Henry, and I needed to record as soon as I finished because I needed to give my fresh thoughts. And all I can say right now is, where is my Miles? Like, where is my man that is going to treat me how Miles treats Daphne? They treat each other so well in this book. Like, it's like refreshing to see, honestly. Like, it's refreshing to see two people who are going through something so sucky and they're put in such a strange, very unfortunate situation, and just the way that they handle the situation was just amazing. Emily Henry did such a great job with turning a situation that can often be very dark and very depressing and just overall negative, and she just turned it into this experience that showed you that, like, even though it sucks and even though it is sad, it doesn't have to be your forever situation, and it doesn't have to be a sad situation. You don't have to sit in the hurt. You can be dealt sucky cards, but whatever you do with those cards is what matters the most. And I think Daphne and Miles are two very strong characters. It was great just to see their development slowly evolve over the book. Like, and I'm just talking about their character development in themselves. Like, they are two people who started this book in one place and ended this book in a way better place. And like, obviously that's how books are. That's how they're supposed to be. You're supposed to read about these characters and you're supposed to see them grow, learn, and change. I really enjoyed that in this book. I think Emily Henry is just an author that, like, she's just not like a romance author. Like, her books are very much fiction. They're very, like, woman's fiction to me. Like, whenever I'm reading an Emily Henry book, like, I know it's not just gonna be sunshine, rainbow, and lollipops. Like, it's gonna be deep, it's gonna be meaningful, and there's gonna be an overall message that really gets to you. And I feel like there's just a lot of things in this book with them just talking about, like, with Daphne just, like, really honing in on the fact that she was always someone who's very type A, someone who always was expecting the unexpected. She had her whole life planned out. She always knew exactly what was going to happen, when it was going to happen, and when she wanted it to. And then she meets Miles, who is someone who's just, like, very go with the flow and, like, nonchalant. But then you learn, like, he's nonchalant because he kind of has to be. And, oh, like, it was just great. I really, really liked it. The vibe and, like, the aesthetic of this book was so amazing to me. She set the scene so well of this town and, like, how coastal it is. Like, it just made me want to go on, like, a coastal beach kind of trip so bad and go to a winery and drink wine and just sit around and chat with my friends and just bond. This book also just made me want to do more in my community. Like, I am someone who loves the library, but I don't go to the library nearly as much as I should be. Like, the library is literally free. I have a library card. Like, there's no reason as to why, like, I'm not going out and doing these things. I think building community, knowing your community, and being able to lean on your community is something that's very important. And community is a big thing in this book. We see it with both characters. We see how beneficial it is to both of them to have a community to lean on in these tough times. I love you, Emily Henry. I would read anything you release. You guys, please. I look a mess. I actually look a mess. Whatever. I have not vlogged me reading this book at all, and I think it's just because I, like, started reading it, and then at first I, like, wasn't really intrigued. Well, I'm not gonna say I wasn't intrigued. I was, but I wasn't, like, eating it up, I guess, like I did the other two books that I've read so far in this video. So I just felt like there wasn't much to update on as I was reading it. But I will say, I feel like now I'm about 80% into the book. I'm definitely going to finish it in, like, the next hour or so. And I'll say, like, it's not a bad book. Like, I'm enjoying it. Like, it's not anything to, like, go home and rave about. But this is Don't Be in Love. And I have actually had this book on my physical TBR for, like, 3 years now. Like, I randomly bought this book in, like, 2022 maybe, because I saw this girl, or it was 2021, I don't even know. I, like, saw this TikTok about, like, the dedication. I used to be a big impulse buyer, unfortunately, and I used to just, like, buy books just because. I don't do that anymore, thankfully, because I'm, like, I have way too many books on my physical TBR that, like, I feel guilty when I do that now. But I used to do it all the time, and that was why I have this book. This book is about Adelaide, and she is studying abroad in London. She's in college. She finds herself in a bit of a pickle with this guy named Dorian. And it's because Dorian, she ends up meeting him on one of the first nights that she's in London, and they, like, have this night together. And then soon to find out, she finds out that, like, her best friend slash roommate is, like, in love with this man, which, mind you, he doesn't know who Sabrina is, which is the best friend that's, like, in love with him. He doesn't know who she is, like, literally at all, but she's, like, in love with him. And then Adelaide's like, oh my gosh, like, I slept with this guy and my best friend's in love with him. She could never know. If she knows, it's gonna ruin the friendship. So then they struck up this deal together where it's like, if she tutors him in a class that they have together, he'll keep the secret that they slept together and that, like, they don't know each other, whatever. Now, it's interesting. I like how it's set up. I like that it's, like, set in London. I like that they're in college and that she's studying abroad. I like that, like, he's a London boy. I like all that, but, like, I will say it's a very easy book to read. It's kind of been, like, some things have been kind of annoying because it's, like, I get why she's so hesitant to, like, fall for him and be with him. But they just have so many moments where you can't deny their chemistry. And they have so many moments where it's like, literally, why aren't these two people together? Like, this is so silly. They need to just be together already. And it's like the obstacles that they have that are stopping them from being together don't seem that serious to me. Like, her best friend, there's been so many moments where she could have literally just told her. And it's like, I know, like, this is a fictional story. There has to be drama. There has to be a conflict in order for, like, to keep the viewer interested or the reader interested in the book. But it's kind of just, like, annoying because I'm just like, if she just would tell Sabrina, I had actually ended up meeting him on this night before I even knew that you liked him. Like, if she would just say that, obviously there would be no book. But it's just annoying, like, reading this. And every time she'll, like, shut him down or she'll, like, stop herself from doing anything with him, I'm like, girl. She also, like, has this rule where she's like, I don't do love, I don't fall in love, like, I don't blah blah blah. And it's like, like, she has her reasons as to why she doesn't do love and why she doesn't let herself get close to, like, people in, like, a romantic sense. But I'm just like, get over it. Like, I don't know, like, literally just get over it. Like, it's not that serious, it's not that deep. Like, I'm 80% through. If I feel like there's anything else that I need to say to y'all, I will. But probably won't, honestly, till I finish the book. Who knows? There is stuff happening in this book. Like, the stuff that's happening, I knew it was gonna happen because it was just a matter of time with the way everything's been working out. But I'm like, how is this gonna get resolved in less than 50 pages? It's feeling like rushed. Like, I think this book should have been like 100 pages longer because now, like, the conflict is, like, starting and I'm like, we literally have 50 pages left. We're all supposed to just, like, rush this conflict, rush the solutions, and then she's supposed to, like, realize that she's in love. Like, I'm not understanding. I'm not believing it. like, I feel like I'm reading a fan fiction, and I don't mean that in a bad way, because I love my fan fictions, but that's just, like, how this book is reading. But then I'm like, my fan fictions be longer than this, so I don't know. I don't know. They're in college, but it's giving high school. She's giving high school. I don't think he's giving high school at all. The way she's acting, I'm like, you're giving like you're a teenager and not a 22-year-old woman. The lighting keeps messing up because the shirt is so bright. I think that's fine. I've officially finished the books that I will be reading in this vlog. I wanted to quickly go through like rapid fire of like my ratings and opinions on these books so that you guys kind of feel like you remember the books that I read, I remember the books I read, and we can end this video. First, we started off with Wild Side by Elsie Silver. As you guys saw, I really enjoyed reading this book. I read it fairly quickly. I enjoyed the pacing. Elsie Silver is a talented writer. She just is so good at just like keeping you hooked throughout all of her books. However, I think I said this in this vlog, but this story just like, or not this story, sorry, this series isn't like a favorite of mine. Like, I have enjoyed every book that I've read, and I have liked all the characters that I've read about, but like I don't rave about these books. I think nothing will beat Chestnut Springs for me, and that's just a fact. But I am excited for the last book in the series, and she just announced that she's starting a new series that I'm also very excited about. So this one might not be like a oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I'm like raving all the way home about it, but I did enjoy it a lot, and I like this story. I think this has been my favorite couple out of all the couples so far, which I have mentioned in this video multiple times, I'm pretty sure. My rating on this one, I feel like I would rate it like a hard 4 stars. It's not like it's like super, super memorable to me, because even all the other books, like I read them, I love them, and then after like a week or 2 weeks, like I forget about the books and like I never think about them again. I will say like I haven't thought much about this book either since I read it, and it's only been a week. Like I literally finished this book last week. I finished both books last week, but I just like it hasn't stuck with me in a way that like I thought it would. But I really enjoyed this book, and although I think Alex is still like my favorite, which I'm saying that I haven't reread People Women on Vacation in like 3-4 years, so like let me say that with a grain of salt, please. But I really love Miles, and he was so sweet and loving to her, and I still enjoy this story. I would definitely recommend this book because it was very lighthearted and sweet and comforting in a sense. Don't be in love. My thoughts on this book are very conflicted, and not even like conflicted in like a deep way, just conflicted in a way of just like I finished this last night and I'm like, what did I read? Like what did I read? Like it feels like a fever dream. Like I'm already forgetting stuff. Reading this book was just kind of like, what is going on? What are we doing? Like why are the things that are happening this way? Why are you acting this way? And I just like, I don't know. It was okay. This one, I would rate it 3 stars. Cause like it wasn't bad, but like it wasn't good. So I'm like, but I give it a plus because it has been on my physical TBR for like 4 years now, and I have finally read it. I'm glad that I was in the mood to read it because I never thought I would be. So I am glad that I did end up reading it. I really want to read her other book, Picking Daisies on Sundays, because I've heard people like that book. I'm gonna have to be in like the mood to read that one because I didn't care for this book too much. So I don't know. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really enjoyed reading these books. It has felt so good to be back in like my romance era after being in a world of fantasy for so many months. It has felt good to just like read about just like love and gushiness and cheesy moments. If you stayed all the way to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!